the energy of the world is calling all of us. It's calling all of us to connect with other beings, and
with this universal force, which is
yes,
the origin of
yeah,
creation.
yeah, and also beauty.
Hi, I'm with Laura.
Hi, hi, thank you.
What is your surname?
Ekkawi, Ekkawi,
Ekkawi.
Ekkawi.
Where is it from?
It's a Lebanese name.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's beautiful. But you're from Germany.
yeah. I was born in Germany. Yes.
Okay, and we met here in Serra Grande in Brazil, Bahia,
Yeah.
about 3 nights ago. A little bit before that, but we really met about
Yeah.
3 nights ago, and we had a really interesting conversation.
Yeah.
And I'll just give an intro. What led up to the conversation is we were at a full moon party, and I noticed that there's like a lot of energy moving through your body. And then we started a conversation about Kundalini energy, which was so interesting because earlier in the evening you were telling us about your time in Peru, which was very much the surface layer of the experience. And then later when I spoke to you, you spoke to me about what really happened in Peru and a major shift that you experienced.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're talking about Kundalini awakening, basically. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm so happy to find you.
I'm really happy to be here. It's like it's such a honor. Also, I never got interviewed like this, and I'm really glad to do it.
Yeah. I'm really happy to find people like you. I think for myself, it's an affirmation of I'm not crazy, and and maybe for all of us, it's the same.
Yeah. For me, it's more like being happy crazy. I think everyone is crazy, and you can choose if you want to be too good and relax with it, or if you want to work
against it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Surround yourself with crazy friends.
Yeah, that's good medicine. Yeah.
Actually, yeah. No, but what I liked so much about our conversation is this is a kind of conversation we can't have with many people because sometimes people really don't understand what we're going through. Whereas it's a really big life-changing experience to experience a Kundalini awakening, and one can feel quite alone when it happens. But you say you do have friends.
Yeah, I have very very close friends, where with whom I always felt that energy, and I know, okay, like, yeah, where I know that I'm not crazy, not bad crazy, and that it's something that, yeah, something that needs to be cuidar, like cared for. Yeah, exactly, cared for, and with the friends that I know that they care for it, I feel safe. I feel good, and I also feel good to express, because I know it's not gonna be taken the wrong way or anything.
Yeah, because it can be alienating because it's such a different kind of experience that not everyone's going to understand it. But it's more like it's such an intense experience. It's nice to get some support or understanding or just some resonance so that one can keep up with this connection and not let it go. And that's why it's important for me to find people like you, because I think we're onto something really important, and that we can recognize one another and encourage one another to keep connecting to it.
I'm really grateful for that, because I didn't really think of the dimension it had, like in the sense of, I know that I'm on a good path, and I know that this is that I'm cared for, that I got lucky, kind of. And that I will not, like, if I keep to this good feeling, I will stay lucky.
Yes, it will keep guiding you,
exactly,
aligning you.
Exactly. And but I always lack the or for me it's always a little bit difficult to go outside for myself. So for myself I'm like, okay, no, I'm good. But to really make a difference, or to to change the world for the better, you need to connect with other people. And it's sometimes it's tough for me because I don't really understand what other people are doing and why they are doing something. And so something like this, someone who's coming to me, it just makes me super grateful, because I'm like, I didn't need to look for it. It just came and it connected, and now we can work on it together.
Yeah.
And that's for me, 1 and 1 is always 3.
Yes.
It's not, and that's what we what we're creating now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. It's not just 2. It's like you amplify the connection.
Bigger. Exactly.
The connection.
Yeah.
It's like a tornado energy kind of vibe.
And if they're and I feel that now people are connecting with me that feel exactly this way.
Yes, me too.
And that's super important.
Yes, me too. It's like I actually asked when I was on the boat to get here. I really asked, like, please, can I meet people on the same frequency? And it's showing up everywhere, which is really motivating.
Yes.
Like, to keep going, and that we're really onto something.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. But okay, so I feel sharing our experiences is a good idea, just to motivate other people. I am very aware, with speaking to quite a lot of people with Kundalini awakenings, that there is something that's always completely the same, and then there's also some differences.
Private note.
Yes, some different nuances. I think we all have different gifts. I think the resonance, it's funny that I would touch my ear. I think the resonance, the thing that is the same, what is the same? I understand the similarities that we experience with Kundalini awakenings is very much the physical sensations. That we feel energy flowing through our bodies.
In some way, yes, but also like when you told me before about yours, I had like some things flashing up from like, that reminds me of that situation, but not in the way that you had it.
No.
It's like I had like the feet. I also had the feet with Kambo. They were like hot.
Yes.
And now I feel like when I get sick, they start to get hot.
Okay.
And it's like a activation thing.
Yes.
And a connecting to the earth thing.
Yeah.
And like this way of, like, I don't know, body orgasm, where just like you just have this energy that kind of makes you happy everywhere.
Yes, I think that's the similar
That's
thing.
the one.
That is the thing.
For me, it came from I broke my clavicula many years ago, like 10 years ago or something, or 8 years, and I started to kind of meditate, to just like to keep the posture, and I was kind of hoping that I could change the way the bone grows. That didn't work. Okay. It looks still kind of crooked, and it kind of makes a lot of my whole left side is kind of cramped because of this, because the bone is different. But in return, I got to connect to my body differently, and now I can kind of I can have, like, create this good feeling.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I sometimes think it's like a little gymnastics trick. Or like when you know how to ride a bicycle, you just know how. But to first learn it, it's like just a little trick. of how to go in the body, and then it's like, oh my word,
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, and then in Peru, I also had this one. I met a guy, and he showed me like a thing with hands, where you just share energy, and so
He's just gonna do one hand.
yeah, and it's just like, yeah,
Jeez.
yeah, and he was like, and I was so overwhelmed by this because I never felt that, and it was super strong, and and he was like, yeah, that's your energy, and I was like, what? And then
Amazing.
we're gonna let go now. Yeah. And then he said like, yeah, you can put the energy, like he likes to put it on the belly, on the and the heart.
Yeah, I just felt it going whoop up my spine.
Yeah.
Whoop.
Wow. Nice. Beautiful. And
Wow.
I put it here because
Yes.
for me it was in that moment I was like my you say
Your
eggs?
ovaries. Your ovaries.
My ovaries.
My eggs. Yeah.
My ovaries need the energy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and I have this in my feet as well. This feeling of it's always kind of like a vibrating thing. And if I want to get in on it, then it's like then it gets stronger and
Yeah. Okay. So this is quite interesting. Just the tuning in thing. I want to go back to your awakening as
Yes.
like when it happened.
Yes.
I think that's really interesting. But yeah, this tuning in, do you find that you tune in and out, or are you tuned in a lot, like almost all the time?
It's more all the time.
I find that fascinating.
Yeah.
Because I consciously tune in and tune out, and like now when we're talking, I'm tuning in much more, and I'm feeling much more. It feels really good, and I'm sort of allowing myself to. But it's a choice that I made. But you say you're almost always tuned in.
Yeah, it's weird. It's just like there's there's a lot of energy, and it's all the time happening, and it's happening in me as well as in my around me, and yeah. It's I don't it's difficult to explain, but it's sometimes I of course if I feel bad, if I'm like sick, or if I am in like a situation that is very overwhelming, then I get disconnected, and I'm like yeah. But still, then there was like when I was in the city, it was like a long time in the city, in the big city, and I felt like I was getting disconnected. And then I had dreams, and in the dreams they were like, it was literally saying I am here.
Wow.
And like a person of confidence like appearing and like saying, yeah, I'm here, and like
it's okay, like, you can connect.
Yeah, it is there. Here. It is there. It's still there. Yeah, and even though you feel that you're kind of getting disconnected, you're not. You're not.
I think that's a nice thing to remember, because the city does disconnect us, and buildings, and the life force is so much stronger in nature.
Yeah.
Like 1,000 times stronger. Yeah. Just talking to you motivates me to tune in more. And I want to ask you this question, as I find that when I tune in, that life unfolds in a really interesting way, which is different to when I don't tune in. I find things like synchronicities, just like lucky find, not always, but most of the time when I'm tuned in, I feel I'm in alignment, and life just plays out in a really interesting way.
Yeah, I can connect that very strongly. It's like, I don't know, since being in the forest for 4 months, I just like everything works out, and for sooner or later, sometimes it takes a while. Yeah,
which is also okay. You have to sort of just trust that.
Yeah, trust the process, exactly, in the flow. And what I feel is that every time that I feel that I'm losing something, or like working a lot on something, or it's like, it's like getting uncomfortable, then I get something nice in turn.
That's amazing.
It's so amazing. Like the other day, like we had like here a problem with the water leaking, and it was like a lot of bad smell, and I really sensitive to smell, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna clean this now. It's like super disgusting, but I'm gonna clean this now. I'm gonna repair it because I cannot stand it anymore. And then I worked like, I don't know, an hour or something with this, and like right in the dirt and everything, I found like a very beautiful shell, like a snail, like it was just there, waiting to be found.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
the universe also always pays you back. It's the only one that pays, no?
That's so interesting. Yeah, and it's often not really what you expect would happen. It's like it manifests things, but they're often surprises.
Yes.
Like sometimes better than what you thought.
Yeah.
I think if I had to manifest from my mind, it'll be quite boring. But just being like this, it's like tuning in. It takes unexpected turns sometimes for the good.
Yeah, and like this kind of things just keep appearing, and especially for me, it's especially animals.
Oh, okay.
Like the animals, they come and they show themselves to me, and I'm just like, wow, such a beauty, and I it like long ago, I had this dream of forest and animals with exactly this feeling.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting, hey?
And I feel that this was kind of that like the forest was calling me.
Yeah.
It was calling, and I think the plants, the forest, like the energy of the world is calling all of us. It's calling all of us to connect with other beings, and
with this universal force, which is the origin of creation.
Yeah, and also beauty.
Yes. Yeah. And do you also see the beauty? Like when you tune in, everything is really beautiful?
For me, everything is so beautiful all the time.
And since when? Sorry, chip in.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I don't know. It's like I remember when I was a child and I had like songs, like I made songs, I created songs for nature.
Wow.
Because I was just so beautiful.
Wow.
I just love being with nature so much.
Wow. So that's actually always been with you, that perception where you really see things in its full beauty, and we don't always see it. But if you shift something in yourself, you see it.
Yeah, for me it was always in the non-human nature.
Yes,
I
natural.
always could see the beauty of the non-human nature, and it was always very close to me. I was like always kind of focused on that a lot. And then with my friends, I learned to see it in the humans as well. And
that's amazing.
Yeah,
I'm
really thankful for that.
Yeah.
And I feel like then I was kind of, it's always there, but sometimes I would find myself in a place where it's like, wait, like, yeah, it was kind of a disconnected place or something, a place where I didn't know where the good inside of me is.
I feel you.
And then I had to get to work with me, to be alone, to connect with nature, to come back. And then I was in Peru in the jungle.
And that was now. It was like a few months ago.
It was like 6 months ago. Around the beginning of this year. And I was just so grateful to be there. It was so beautiful, so strong, also so intimidating, but like for me it was pure beauty. I was just like overwhelmed because yeah, because I just love all this, to see all this. I just love to see the ants, and if they bite me, okay, they bite me, but they're so nice.
That's so interesting. All
Yeah,
these
and then
things
they
that
carry
they
the
do.
stuff, and everyone looks different, and they I don't know, it's just, I'm so amazed by this.
You sound like my son. It's like, it's so cool, so amazing.
Yeah. And then I was there, and there was like, we had like I had the privilege to have a little, like a casita, like we say, like a little hut
Mhm.
for sleeping that has only mosquito nets
Okay.
and a hammock.
Wow.
And I would just like sit in this hammock, relax in this hammock when it was raining like shit outside, and sing. And just sing like right out the heart, right out, and like, because I know nobody will hear it because of the rain, and I can be as loud and as crazy as I want.
It's like full expression of yourself. You can just let go.
Yeah, and I was just like laying there for hours and singing, and it is just, and I just felt great doing this.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that feels really amazing to do. Yeah, that feels. I think the voice has got a big link to making this connection within ourselves.
I think it's because of the vibration. Because everything vibrates at a certain level, and our voice is our ability to create vibration, and to create a good vibration. And this is why, for me, it's super.
I'm really feeling this when you're saying it. Jeez,
it's so beautiful.
Yeah. Because I did voice movement therapy. Trained as a facilitator, and I am convinced that was a big part in helping me have my Kundalini connection, because we were really feeling also singing a lot, and feeling the vibration coming from the body, and just feeling all these emotions and just letting them all out, like all the time. It just really connects one with yourself. And then when did you have like a full-on awakening? Because it sounds like it's always basically been with you, this energy, this awareness.
It has been, and like because I connected to my body before, and I also had like a lot of working a lot with my dreams, and it was always there, kind of, but I don't know how to say it. Like, I was not conscious of it being there. And it was like, it was there, and I was appreciating it. I was living with it, and was kind of, but it was still that I kind of, I was not sure of it.
Yeah. But now when you look back, you go, oh, it was there. I just didn't recognize it.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree with that.
Like, I didn't know that it was kind of the force that. Oh, yeah.
Hola.
Yeah.
She's going inside. Is it supposed to be like that?
I think it's okay.
A child just. I'm still in the picture. A child just walked into the house. Somebody else's child.
We don't know this child.
Where were we? Okay, so we were saying like an actual like big awakening where you were like, this is now something, a big shift that I'm feeling. This is and where you start recognizing that possibly this is Kundalini.
For me, the name came later.
You weren't looking for it.
No.
That often happens.
But it was like, I feel that it started with the singing, or I think now, like, every time I think I'm like trying to put a point on it, like where it started, I'm like, oh no, it started there. Oh no, it started there. I know it started there. And then I'm like, it started when I was born.
You follow this trail. But I like to look at it as the concept of we don't have time. Time doesn't really exist.
Yes.
So it's basically you're
it's
just
always
filling
there.
up a space that becomes full.
But so like I had the singing, and then I had a very strong dream about Kambo and ayahuasca, which is like Kambo is like another jungle medicine with a frog, and I also had like a snake appeared to me when I was thinking about ayahuasca, if I should take it, and I was like, okay, it's a
physical snake.
A physical snake.
Okay,
physical
cool.
Snake. Both in the dream and in the reality, and and then I had this very beautiful ayahuasca ceremony, and a very very beautiful Kambo ceremony before that, and so I had like I started connecting to the jungle on a like on the level or on a in another way, on a more of a indigenous way, no, because it's the plant medicine of the indigenous people there, and that happened for a time, and then had a like really really strong ceremony where I felt like a lot of like that I have a lot of like you say weight, and that needs to get out, and it was actually I think a little bit frightening for others, because I was like I felt so safe that I just let go, and it was like
I can resonate with that.
Yeah.
If you're an expressive person and you're on plant medicine and you are on the journey, let's just go on the journey, you know. It's great that you allowed yourself to let go.
I'm really thankful that I could
do
that. And but then this was kind of such a big thing that I was like, okay, I gotta cut down on this now, because
Did you have movements and sound?
I was basically a lion screaming in the jungle with the body and the voice, and
Great.
and it was beautiful. For me, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
For the others, it was kind of, what the fuck is happening?
I know. And one has to be very discerning with these when one does ceremony, and you are a physical person. I also have that. I have to be very discerning. But I'm glad that you felt safe and that you could go there and then get the full benefit of the medicine.
And the other thing was I was like giving birth in that ceremony. It was kind of a mental thing, and I knew that it was like like that this is like the border where it can flip into the bad crazy. If I get stuck in that, then it's like the limit, like where I don't want to go.
Yeah.
And but I was confident with me that I will
leave this back.
That I can come back.
Yeah.
And then but this kind of, it was also full moon on that ceremony, and or very very full moon, and it was like a lot of energy, and and it took me some days to process this and to come back to why are other people afraid of me, because I was not afraid for me.
Yeah.
But other people were, and they and but then I came back and was like, okay, it's like like I could view myself from outside and how this can make like produce fear in other people. How I'm
much
behaving.
Expression.
So much expression, exactly. And and then I said tranquil, but I didn't go to the city. I like avoided going to the city, and I just stayed in the forest. Thank you for other people who went to the city to buy stuff. And for a very long period, and I didn't consume much, and
consume much, like you didn't eat much.
Yeah, also I cut down on eating at some point. But also no plant medicines or like
nothing, just very clean living.
Yes, very clean living, and connecting to the place also with the with the earth. And at some point we were like, I was only me and another girl, a volunteer, a friend of mine, and before we were always kind of with with men. And it's just like, I love all human beings, but it's just a different dynamic. It's just like this. And being alone, it opened the door for me. It gave space, it gave time, because I felt like I don't have to respond so much to other people's needs.
You can just be yourself, do whatever you want.
Yes, exactly.
Follow your own flow.
Yeah, exactly. And then I stopped kind of, and then we smoked a joint. And I also kind of, with this, I also I reduced even more to the eating. I was just like, I connected very deep with the food. I was like trying to have as much steps as possible in connection with the plant that I'm eating.
Yes.
So the plant was either coming from our garden, or it was coming from the locals, from the field, and then I was like putting, like I was singing while preparing food, and then since everything is fermenting in the jungle, it was like normal to use fermentation process.
That's funny.
Yeah. And like this, then the food got enriched. And then I was just like eating like a little bit of rice, but fermented rice, and like it was so delicious. Or just yuca, just like cooked yuca, but it was like so good, just because it was like, it was so, and actually my digestion was super happy with that. I don't know if you want to hear this, but I'm gonna say it anyways. Like I had one day I had like a shit that was it was nearly white. Was super
just
light
so
color,
clear.
and it smelled of tobacco.
That's amazing.
And I was not smoking. My friend was smoking,
clear.
But it was just clean.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So that's sort of it's very physical. Like
it's
your whole
physical
connection was very pure, clear. That's very inspiring for me to hear as well. And I'm taking a lot of tips of what you're saying of how to connect deeper. Like I'm very inspired about the singing and the clean living and so on. And then did you have a moment when it
and then
flipped?
I had a moment, and this moment was actually in my sleep. I had a dream, and that was the dream. And then there was just this super white figure. It was like the whole picture was like white. And there was like this very androgynous person, with like long brown hair and brown eyes, and very, very kind face. It was just looking at me, smiling, laughing, and had like this white. Was also dressed in white, like this kind of that flows. Just like this, just looking at me, smiling, and I just felt so I say, like blessed.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then when you woke up, that was something different.
And I woke up and I was like, what happened? I was just like this, like, I don't know, it just everything felt like super slow and just like, what is this? Like,
really?
Yeah, it was just like,
oh, like super intense, like slow motion, like you are so present that everything's almost slow motion.
Yeah, and I was also kind of like, maybe it'd be like, because I had smoked a joint and was like, the friend was always also kind of, because I told her the dream. And interestingly, I got to the point where with the before, but I didn't tell her about the light figure,
the being,
the being, because just before that, like I was just remembering it by telling it. No, I was kind of reliving it, and she was also like, I love that stoner talk, like that. And I was like, yeah, like it has something to do with the weed, like with the cannabis, but I didn't feel like there was like only the cannabis. For me, it was something deeper, but I don't know. And then I just like left the conversation because someone came in, I think, and or the dogs did something, and I went outside, and then I was like, then I remembered the figure, the being, yeah, and I was just like, wow. And yeah, and we also had like but the conversation we had while I was telling the dream was also very interesting because she's also very connected to her body. And she like with her we were talking also about vibrations, and I came to the like for me I came to the conclusion that it's like for me life is what is between 1 and 2, because life is like, you know, like this experiment where that changes the part where the particles change its position depending on if you look or if you don't look.
Okay.
Like quantum physics. Exactly.
Yeah.
And for me, the vibration that is generated by being 1 and being 2 at the same time is what is life. This for me is the life energy.
1 and 2, but what do you mean with 1 and 2?
1 and 2, I mean, because like taking on to this quantum experiment, you have until it happens, you don't know how it's gonna be.
Yeah.
And if you look, it's gonna be different than if you're not looking. So at every time, it can be both. It can be
yes. I see.
It can be both. It can because it can be both. It can be one of them. Yes. But in the end, it can only be one. No.
Yes.
But it could have been the other one as well. And so this is what I mean between
I
1 and 2.
I see it as 1 0. I see it as 1 0.
Can be
1 0.
Yeah,
it's a 1 or 0. 1 or 0. And which one is it going to be?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you say life is in between that choice, whether it's going to go that way or you can
because
say left
always
or right.
Like, or... That's the energy.
And then do you feel that we have some control of that energy?
No. Actually, I don't think we have the control of it because it's too strong. It's just too strong.
It's too big.
But we can flow with it.
Yes. We align
because we are part of it.
Yes.
We can flow with it. We can find our kind of our part of this energy. And on this we have control.
Yes. And our experience of like we have a choice of what our experience is going to be. And I just find it really strange that tuning into a sensation in the body can be such a powerful catalyst to align to that space that you're talking about, that space of before the manifest, the energy before it manifests.
Yeah. So for me, it was like after that, or around that time, I'm not remembering it quite well, I started massaging my body. My body was calling me. I was like, I need attention here. I need attention here. I need to move that. I need to, and the pictures started coming in from like, why I would describe it as ancestral pain.
Yes.
Just like the stuff that I carry in my body, the information that I carry in my body, and it wanted to, and it was pain, and it wanted to be liberated, because if I liberate it, it gets turned into that good feeling.
It gets alchemized through you, through your experience.
Yes. And this is also with the singing. The singing is also one way to work with that ancestral pain.
Yeah.
And to cure that.
To feel things come up, feel them.
The cat just climbed on the roof.
Yeah. So to connect with this vibration through the body, I had a thing that also makes me think, like when I was like just moving like this good feeling through my body.
Yeah.
I was just feeling so like actually like an orgasm everywhere. But then it somehow felt like the world was reflected to me as being super wonderful then. But I think because of the way that I'm feeling, that the way I experience it is more in alignment or into alignment to what I'm feeling actually.
Yeah. What I what I experience is that it's like that there's like you said, like your body is your channel.
Yeah.
And like you receive a lot of information, and your body has its way to deliver that information to you if you listen to yourself. And so I find myself doing things just because I was like, apparently I need to do this now. And and then something beautiful appears. So I was kind of I don't know, I like this I got very sensitive with eating, because it's also a lot of information for the body.
Yeah.
And so like, yeah, for one day I was there, in the jungle, like after that, and it just was like I had like the urge to puke, and I wanted to puke in a specific place, and I just ran to this place, and like I didn't really puke. It was more like just like a little like
an energetic
like an
kind
energetic
of thing,
puke,
like a purging.
yeah, exactly, and like a little bit of spit, but just like nothing too bad. And then I looked up, and then there was like, it was kind of like an elf. It was like it was an elf. It was like an elf. It was like a thorny white tree, and there was like this white crazy insect with violet blue iridescent wings.
Wow.
And orange eyes, and I was just like, what?
In Peru?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
But it had sort of like an insect look to it.
Well, actually, at first I was just like, what the fuck, is this an alien? Like, this is not like from this earth. But it's an insect. Like, it was like a kind of, yeah, it had 6 legs and facet eyes and wings, but it just like didn't look like it looked like another creature.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Then you only saw one.
I only saw this one, and but I saw more animals. And like, for example, I was laying on the ground in this hut, and I had like worked with my body. I like massaged it, moved it, sang, and I was just like laying on the floor, just like appreciating. And I feel like this crawling on me, not something. And I'm always, and I can differentiate if it's a good crawling or a bad crawling. And I was like, okay, it's intense, but it's not bad. So let's see what's happening.
I'm alright.
And it was a little spider, a fucking beautiful spider. It was like shimmering blue and orange, red, and just like with like little sprinkles, and it just like it just let it crawl, no, and it wanted to hear, and this was kind of
That's amazing.
It was so amazing.
So it was really connecting with your energy.
It was really connecting.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez, people. Okay, so what are you going to do going forward from now on with this, like feeling this and sort of recognizing it and seeing, okay, it's a thing.
Yeah, for like mostly I want to share it. I really want to share it because it's such a beauty.
And how would you share it?
Mm, I'm sharing it now.
Yes, exactly. I think this is a
Like
very
this.
good way. It's
I
very
think so
motivating
too.
because I think a lot of people are searching.
Yeah.
And like we said before, some of us go, hey, I found something really amazing.
Yes.
And sometimes I feel it's like being that bee. You know, the bee is in the hive, and then one bee finds like that flower with the great pollen, and it's like, and it goes to the other people.
We have to go there.
We flew like this, and we did that, and then we did that, and then we did that, and then it's like, wow, all this amazing stuff that we found. So I always feel like a honeybee
so
that
cute.
want to tell people, like, guys, come look over here. It's amazing. Yeah, because people are seeking.
Yeah.
And like I say, some of us find something really interesting.
Yeah.
And in a way, it's so simple because it's so physical.
Mm.
And then it just gives you all these wonderful, beautiful insights
Yeah.
as a gift.
Yes, it does.
It aligns you.
Yeah.
I agree 100% with you saying we align to it. And how I see it at this point is it's like a river. It's like water. It's like a river of consciousness that's starting to flow and spread on this planet. Maybe it's been happening for a long time, but in my life, it feels like it's happening now, maybe because it's happening to me.
Yes.
You know, it's my perception. But like there's this river flowing through, and it's healing rivers, and it's flowing through our bodies.
Yeah.
And the way we transmit it to each other is like being in each other's presence and encouraging each other to align with your body to this pure life, pure life. And I believe that everything will change the more of us align to it. That all that trauma on the planet will be released.
Yeah. Well, I think it's gonna be a lot of work until, but it is starting. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And because we're releasing it already.
Because we're releasing it. So if we start feeling it and we keep doing what we're doing, and we keep aligning, and then hopefully, like you say, we start influencing other people to align because it will benefit them.
Yes.
You know, it's not a selfish thing. It will benefit everyone if we can go into it.
Yeah.
And I always say, whatever it takes, you know, we all have different ways. We all have different ways of connecting with the energy, finding it in a unique way. I think everyone has got their unique way. So we listen to what each other's saying, and you sort of feel what resonates, and you apply that to your life.
Yeah. And for me, there's like, I heard like a friend of mine said, they also say the river, the wine, and the snake.
Really?
Yeah.
River and the wine. The river, no, but why the wine?
The vine is like
the vine.
The vine. Oh yeah,
the vine.
I pronounced it badly. Yeah, the vine, like the ayahuasca.
Oh.
Or it can be another vine, but in this case, it's
a plant growing like this.
Yeah, exactly. And ayahuasca is a plant growing like this. And like actually, if you ask me, I think that the plants, like all beings, but the plants especially, because they have a different way of connecting to people, they are kind of calling us for symbiosis to work with them, because they have the power to awake people.
Thank you for saying that. Yeah, because their makeup is different, and they're very connected to the life source. So if we ingest that, we get some of that information into our bodies of understanding it, and that's why it's important to eat well.
Yeah.
And then the plant medicine, if we use it correctly, not recreationally, but if we use it as
the power it has, as a teacher, exactly.
As a teacher.
For me, I had, like I told you about the dreams, and while I had a lot of dreams of school and teaching, and after this very crazy ceremony, I got my grades. It was like the process was like working. It was like,
that's so interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. Like I found, for instance, I was really always stressed about how am I going to make enough money for my rent. But then, like, when I go into deep meditation and I don't try to manifest anything and I just align, like I'm a tree, then everything gets sorted out. It just works out. I don't have to worry about it. It just aligns. But it's like a different rule system.
And so therefore I think that's very important to connect with the people that appreciate the plant as teachers. Because from like I have a very you say vivid imagination, and for me like the ayahuasca plant especially can it forms like a net. It can form a net for the whole world.
Okay. Some people say that about the psilocybin.
Yeah, the mushrooms también, the mushrooms as well. It's not like I don't want to there's different ways. And for example, the cannabis plant, they're the same friend that said this with the river and the wine and the snake. It was like, of course it's very close to humans. After all, it has the 5 fingers. And I was like, wow, yes, really it does. And like this, I think if you and for me it's like this now. I cannot take a plant medicine without using it. If I for example, if I smoke a joint and I don't work with it, like don't use it, like don't use my body, don't massage my body, don't sing, don't like, if I just like
you're not using the medicine, you're fighting the medicine.
If I'm just not using it, just like okay, just ingesting it out, then I don't dream. Because my body is to work in the night. And like this, I think for me this is like the way, like I have this ear infection and it's teaching me a lot about listening, obviously.
There's something in your body that's telling you
and with this knowledge that I'm kind of receiving, I want to spread it. I want to help as well. I feel that all in my life, like before that, was kind of pointing into the direction of being like a curandera, like a healer. But in Germany, I could not find a way to express the healing powers that I have, because it's just too rigid. You have to do that or that, but you cannot do that and that together. No. But for me, it's like this. It's like of everything, there's like a spark in it, and if we want to change ourselves, if we want to change the situation of the planet, it only works with everything together.
You have to put a whole lot of different components, and it's slightly different. The bouquet for everyone is slightly different, so you have to figure it out within that. And then I just want to add with the plant medicine. So I find that plant medicine, any plant medicine, really opens me up, and I feel a lot of energy. It's like really moving. But that the experience is different to when we are in our normal waking life. I feel there's a lot to learn, like really feeling that strong channel coming through. I find it's very just connected. But that the true power in one's life lies when we keep that connection and now we do it in our normal life. So it's like to learn while you're on the plant medicine how deep you can go. And it's almost like that reality and that consciousness stays there because you're lying down, you can't function much or whatever, even though you're having this strong connection. But now if you can take that strong connection, get up and start applying some of it just in normal waking, then it has a lot of power. Like power in a good way of changing one's perspective into seeing everything as being really aligned. Or things aligning around you.
I see what you mean. For me, it's like if I concentrate, I can always step into this force
so quickly.
And so for me, taking plant medicine is always just like an extension of my reality, like of my being. It's like I feel actually I'm really chill with medicines of all types because I feel normal. I feel normal, but I also feel like there's been given something like adding to my normality, like expanding it. It got like a little expanded, and it got like, and it creates a space in which my usual feeling is accepted.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So
That
I
is
always,
amazing.
it is, and I'm also thinking about like doing some, like, for example, I would totally be fine doing a ceremony or doing a medicinal, can be a walk, I don't know, but being with the medicine, and like all of people are with the medicine, but I'm not, because I know I will still
You
feel
will
it.
just still feel it. Yeah, and I heard that some gurus, some spiritual guy, also he drank a whole lot of acid apparently, and it had no effect on him because he's there already. And that's the thing with the plant medicine. I was with a friend the other day, and I said, "Oh, let's smoke some cannabis together, and we can feel the energy more." And she said, she takes plant medicine. And it doesn't make a difference. It still looks the same as what she always sees, but she meditates a lot. And that's actually great, because that's when you can take the lessons from the plant medicine and apply it in life. And that's the idea with the plant medicine. And they start teaching us that we can be disconnected all the time. Disconnected all the time. Not disconnected.
So for me, like, I still feel the plant medicines, so I'm not on that level.
I call this friend of mine, I call her Your Highness. Sure. Okay, this is so cool. Thank you so much for talking to me.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, is there anything else that we need to add or maybe still say?
Are you asking about what I want to do?
Yeah.
And apart from sharing and healing, I want to try to give back the energy that I feel Europe especially took from all of the world. There are also other countries, and there are also other imbalances, but I can only focus on part of it. And for me, it is Europe and South America right now. Maybe also the Arabic part of me is also at some point going to be important. But right now I want to do this, and I want to work with, especially with women and women who use plant medicines. Can be all people, of course, but this is like going to be my focus
for now. Yeah, you just
exactly
drawn to that for now.
And so I want to create also this. I was thinking of doing the moon circles, and then we did one, and it was so powerful.
Could you feel where we were going? You could feel where we were going.
That's why I left, because it was too much. I was just like,
everyone.
If we go on, if we go on like this, I don't know if like kids. I didn't know the group.
Yeah.
And it also turned out to be too powerful for this place.
Yes, but we could feel we could feel suddenly we shifted, and we were completely connected, and we were completely on the same vibration suddenly, because we were a circle, and people were like talking. I'm like, guys, the moon, the music, we can actually do something. And then we connect. And I have a big like curiosity. I've called people to my house, and it's been the most successful in a really small group. The most successful one was with 4 people. And we just moved the energy. And it has so much information in it. And it's like tribal. It's like quite tribal. It's like about love and peace and restoration and forgiveness and stuff like that. It is so powerful that I don't know how to say it to people. I was like even thinking, anybody who wants to work on any project together, if you sit together and you start moving the energy, you will immediately feel who's in, who's not, who's struggling, who needs assistance, who needs lifting up, who needs support somewhere, and just get in absolute coherence with each other. Because you could feel how we were starting to listen to each other.
It It was very apparent. It was like for me the circle made this energy. It was just like
this shape.
Yeah, you know, I was like sitting like this, and then the other people adjusted, and I was like, "Fuck! Like I need to get into the circle." Like it was just like pulling me there.
Yes, it's like an energetic pull.
Yes,
there's something there, and that's sorry, I get all fucking excited. This thing of a fire in the middle and a circular movement, and natural instruments and the voice and singing, and even using some plant medicine to help us to just chill and just enter that. I believe that is what the witches did all the time. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
It's so good. Yeah. And I believe that if we do that, we can get greatly strengthened and inspired.
Yes.
And we can also put in some prayers.
For
like prayers for peace or love. Or,
claro.
Yeah. So that's my dream, is to create these, to remind people that we can have these circles.
Yes.
But I'm glad you felt it.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
You're gonna do it. Are you gonna do it again? Something like that?
Yeah, like I said, I was like thinking about doing something like this, and then it happened, and I'm gonna do something similar in Germany as well. Or like I want to do it everywhere I travel. I'm gonna find the women in that case that I connect with, and be there on the full moon.
Yeah.
Just be there.
Yeah. So I would love to have more of them. And I mean, this time I was just joining somebody else's circle, and I have to be very respectful to their space and what they are ready for. But if it's my own circle, then we just stir it up. Like I have a workshop tomorrow night, and I'm going to see if we can stir it. But it really depends on who's there, because some people get super triggered and it's too much for them.
Yes.
And some people are like, hey,
I've been waiting for this.
I've been waiting for this day where I can just jump out and be my full lively self.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.